Do you want to see things that will take your breath away? Do you want to see power at its best? The Strongman Super Series is the official World Championship Tour of the Strongman sport. See the strongest and biggest athletes in the world battle it out in different amazing feats of strength. Be stunned, amazed, and surprised. For more information about the Strongman Super Series, log on super-series.com. Hello and welcome to the IFSA Super Series World Championship of Strongman. Here in Gothenburg, Sweden, at the Convention Center, we brought together the top strength athletes in the world for Grand Prix number 2. It's the Viking stage here in Sweden. It's a beautiful land full of great and wonderful people. All of the best strength athletes in the world are inside the Convention Center, where all kinds of things are on show in the world of fitness and strength. Certainly a lot of beauties, the beasts as well. 9 athletes, including 3 new Swedes, make up this Viking leg of the Super Series. Now, all of the athletes need to gain vital points from this Grand Prix if they're going to become world champion.
Number 1, Zdruna Savickas, Lithuania. 2 times Arnold strongest man champion.
Elbrus Nigmatulin, I am strongest man in Russia.
Vasil Virastyuk from Ukraine, world strongest man 2004.
Kalle Lane, I'm from Sweden, and I get my power from Odin of Thor.
Sven Karlsson, Norway. I'm big, I'm strong, I'm the blonde, I'm the Viking, and the girls like me.
My name is Jörgen Ljungberg, Sweden, best squatter in Sweden.
Carl Gillingham, USA, US Strongman champion.
I'm Ben November from Sweden, and I'm here to kick ass in Farmers Walk.
I am Magnus Samuelsson, Sweden, and I won the World's Strongest Man, I won the Super Series, and now you're in my house. Welcome to hell.
Magnus, you were the first ever Super Series champion, and you won that in Stockholm. Do you think this will kickstart the Super Series for this year?
Yeah, the year after, unfortunately, I was held back by injury. Biceps came off that year, and ever since that I've been bothered by injuries. But right now I feel fresh and strong, and so far nobody has ever beaten me on Swedish soil, and I'm going to make them work hard for it this time as well.
So what happened that year in Stockholm, 2001? Was it an easy victory for you?
With these athletes, there is no such thing as easy wins, but that time I had prepared myself very well. I was in great shape and I really wanted to win, so I gave it my all in every event, and it was just one of those days where I felt that I just felt very strong that day. I don't know why.
And how about the events here? Do they suit you?
Off and on. There is some of my good events here. I mean, with the contest is in Sweden, so I think it has a bit of a Swedish taste on it. I hope to do well in the vertical lift. I expect myself to do well in the stones, but then there is also some events I really don't like deadlift and Conan circle is events I really don't like at all, but that's Strongman. You have good things, bad things, and the guy with the best, worst event will win in the end.
And how about being in front of your home fans? Does that make a difference to you?
I've been competing, I think, in over 100 Grand Prix over the year, and this is the second time in my life I have a chance to compete internationally in Sweden. So, of course, I will push it a bit extra here. I'm really looking forward for tomorrow.
Can you win this?
Yeah, I can.
Kicking off the competition is the traditional event, the Farmer's Walk. 150 kilo suitcases in each hand. That's 300 pounds, just over. So 600 pounds in total. That's enormous. And when you're carrying it for 15 meters up, then 15 meters back around this nasty looking stone, surely it's going to be a difficult task, Kalle.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard. So, good speed and nice timing, it will be really good.
Now, are you nervous? This is your first time in the Super Series.
Yeah, I'm really, really nervous.
Well, listen, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
The Farmer's Walk, then. What a way to start this event. So heavy, and it'll be Zydrunas Savickas out first, followed by Vasil Virasjuk. Savickas, a beast of a man, 165 kilograms. And looking at that in old money, that's well in excess of 350 pounds. So, he knows he's got to lift these. How hard will it be to get them off the ground? Never mind running with them. Well, there's your answer. Look at that. That's unbelievable. Just a few years ago, 120 kilos was the top weight ever used. Look at this. Shoulders almost being pulled out of the sockets. 13.95 seconds. Phenomenal time. But I tell you what, it's Vasil Virasjuk out next. Probably the best in the world at this event. Recently crowned world's strongest man. And that was out in the Bahamas on Paradise Island. Look at this. This is even faster. It's going to be close anyway. All about rounding the stone there. That was good. It's going to be tight. 13.5 seconds to beat. What's he going to do? 12.48. Goodness me. Tell you what, there's a lot of people out there who couldn't run round that stone in that time, never mind laden, with over 300 kilos of weight. So to Sven Karlsen, the Viking power from Norway. World's strongest man back in 2001. That same year, he won Europe's strongest man. Easy pickup for Sven. That's not a surprise, one of the best deadlifters there is. Oh. Easily rounding that. Can he beat that time of 12.5 seconds then? It's going to be close. No, he hasn't. Looks like he's outside both of them. 14.06 seconds for the Viking. Viking, I think maybe you were fastest to the stone, but lost it on the way back.
Well, I came out sideways. I think that's the problem. So, it's only the first event. Just have to wait and see.
Third place then at the moment out of 3. Not a great start, but 3 of the world's best coming first. So on to Elbrus Nigmatulin, a name you'll know if you watch the Russia Super Series, the opener of the season. This, of course, the second Grand Prix here in Gothenburg. Nigmatulin, arm wrestling champion from Russia. Not a tall man by strongman terms, about 6 foot tall. Well, he's rounding in 7 seconds, so it's going to be close to Sven's 14 seconds if he can keep up the pace. Now, he's outside of that, but that's pretty impressive for the new kid on the block. Nigmatulin, 15.37 seconds. Hey, Carl, do you think you can match the big boys here in such quick times?
That's very quick. I don't know. I haven't seen speed like that in this heavy a weight, so it'll be a big challenge, but I'll do my best.
The sport just keeps moving on, doesn't it?
It keeps moving on. These guys are incredible. So I'm 39 years old. I'm hanging in there best I can to see what I can do.
Good luck.
Thanks.
So Team USA, represented by the veteran of strength, Carl Gillingham. Carl's another good deadlifter, coming from the field of powerlifting originally. And his family known as the first family of strength within strength circles and magazines. His dad, 6 times pro footballer for the Green Bay Packers. Here he goes, driving for the line then. Can he beat Nigmatulin? It's gonna be tight. So 17.93 seconds. I think this is the shade outside of Nigmatulin. But another great time. To be honest, I would never have guessed that this could be done in under 15 seconds, and all of these guys are pretty close to that. I would have thought a lot of them would be struggling even to make it to the stone. Now, this is another new face, Kalle Lane from Sweden. Besides this very tough exterior and all the tattoos, he's got a heart of gold. Really great guy, does a lot for charity. Well, he's driving for the line. I think this is going to be the slowest so far, but still, for the newcomer, a great time. You can see the crowd are appreciating this. 2,000 people packed into the convention center here, all enjoying the different festivities roundabout, and of course, the Strongman. Hey, Kalle, is that as good as you thought you'd do?
Yeah, probably my best actually. So I'm satisfied with it though.
How do you keep up with the likes of Virastjuk?
Yeah, I don't think about him. I'm just doing my best.
Well, you did well. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Jörgen Ljungberg, another of the Swedes. Well, he struggled, couldn't break the 20-second barrier, and the first man to drop the weight. 23.14 for Ljungberg. Still a pretty good time in it. Then on to the great Swede. One of the most famous names in Strongman. 6 foot, 6 inches tall, 2 meters high, weighing in at 155 kilos, about 330 pounds. A giant of a man. Here he goes then. This is the difficult bit for him, just getting them off the ground. He's virtually sprinting with these. Rounding in 7 seconds then. He's got to keep this up if he's going to beat Sven's 14 seconds. He's driving for the line. It's going to be close. No, he hasn't done it. I think he's about 0.2 of a second outside of Sven. Magnus, was that slower than you thought it would be?
You know, it's, in my opinion, maybe a little bit too short race. I would have loved to go back for one more turn, but that's how it goes, because I think I was a little bit too careful in the turn. I lost a few. I think the speed by itself was high enough. I think I lost my time in the turn. And but then again, it's going to be a long day, and just have to crank up the gear a bit.
Benny Wenberg, the man with the greatest grip in Sweden. Are you going to do well here?
Yeah, I hope so. It's not just only the grip, it's to be run fast also.
And are you up to the speed with these big boys?
Yeah, I hope so. I will try for sure.
Well, Benny's been very successful in powerlifting. And indeed, grip strength competition, arm wrestling as well. So Strongman, is he big enough? That's the question. He's only about 5'11", 5'10", weighing in at 300 pounds, so he's still fairly solid. A solid citizen, as they say. Rounding the stone. Oh, that looks ugly. Got all over the place, a little confused with his legs, but that's some power there, driving for the line still. Good on him. Takes a lot of shoulder strength to get those corrected and get them in the right line. Benny Wenberg, he can be happy with that in front of the home crowd. This is too easy for Vasil.
Yeah, я знаю.
You want more meters?
Да, я думаю, что 45 было бы нормально.
I'll take that as it was too easy. Well done.
Thank you so much.
The world's strongest man goes into the lead then. Vasil Virastjuk from the Ukraine. Zdrunas Savickas from Lithuania second. And the Viking Sven from Norway third. Oh, Magnus Samuelsson, the local boy, fourth. Next event is the tire flip. Now this is probably the biggest tire I've ever seen, 520 kilos. And standing about 1.80 meters tall, this is going to be a huge task. Now Jamie Reeves, please tell us, is this going to be too difficult for the guys?
Well, it's a heavy tyre, Colin. This is one of the heaviest tyres I've ever seen. I think it's going to put a lot of stress on the biceps. So the guys have got to really warm up efficiently for this.
Who's going to win this kind of event?
Well, it's a good event for Samuelsson, the tall guys, Virastjuk, explosive guys, but you can never count out people like Savickas. Very strong bike, strong arms.
Jamie Reeves, the head referee, former world's strongest man from back in 1989, San Sebastian, Spain. So here's the start list then for the world-class tire flip. And coming out first is Jörgen Ljungberg. Great deadlifter, great power lifter in Sweden. Comes from right up north where he owns a moose farm. Well, he seems happy with that. Ready to go. Here we go. This unbelievably heavy tire, 520 kilos. Have to do a lot of maths here, but it sounds about 1,100 pounds, which is a lot of weight. Just over, in fact. Good start then. 2 flips. You can see the graphic there. All done with the electronic timing in the Super Series. That's one of the things they can boast. Makes a real difference to bringing Strongman into the new era. Ljungberg. Fourth flip, 30.97 seconds. Everything here is incredibly heavy. That's one thing you've got to say. It was help organized by Ulf Benson and Magnus Samuelsson, the promoters, together. 42.36 seconds. Good start for Ljungberg. And one thing Magnus and Ulf were saying to each other is we must get this heavy. Has to be one of the heaviest events ever. And I'll tell you what, the first two events, they just couldn't be any heavier. For the likes of Kalle Lane, it is a nervous time stepping up onto the big podium and mixing it with the big boys in front of his home crowd for the first time ever. And to do it with such heavy implements as well. Oh, that's a good lift off the ground. He's getting it started, perhaps not as quick as Ljungberg though. A tire like this, it definitely helps being tall. Samuelsson, I'm sure, will benefit. So will the likes of Zaviskus. Zaviskus, a good 6'4". Vereshchuk, he's about 6'3". Carlson, about 6'3". Kalle Lane right on the pivot point. They're just getting it over. Well, there's 2 points to tire flipping. One of them is just getting it off the ground. That needs the big deadlift and the drive with your shoulders. Goes right through the legs. And then this point here is where you really need the explosive ability. A bit like Olympic lifting, you've got to be able to pop it off your legs and get your hands underneath it. Oh, it's so close. Can he get this fourth flip over? He doesn't even have the energy to push it. That's it. Kalle Lane, 1 minute 2.38. He'd never got the fifth one over in the 75-second time limit. But still, very impressive by the young Swede. I think this is a man with a big future in strongman. So, on to the next man then, and it's Carl Gillingham. Team USA. He's fighting out of Minnesota, near Minneapolis. Now, Carl is famed for his athleticism and his incredible deadlift ability, so you'd think the tire's going to suit him. Question is, has he ever come up against a tire like this? A lighter tire, perhaps 400 kilos, sort of 880 pounds, not so difficult. But he's making lighter work of this than Kalle Lane. He seems to be struggling to find his hand grips. It is very awkward flipping a tire. It's got to be said. Hands tend to slip around on it. The sweat rubs against the rubber. There's always that slight danger element as well, where you fear if you just get your gripping a little wrong, it might slip back at you. And I tell you what, you don't want to get your toes caught under this tire as it drops. In fact, that was one of the worries they had here at the Gothenburg Convention Center. 500 kilo tire, or 520 as it is, when that comes slamming down on the stage. This is the stage they put all kinds of famous world-class ballets and operas onto. Will they be able to take the strain of this tire? 1 minute 5, 1 minute 6. He's going to make it in the 75 seconds. Final time for the 5 flips. 1 minute 8.45 seconds. A good time for Carl Gillingham when it's an out with another Swede then. We're on to Benny Wenberg. We're going in reverse order of their positions in the Farmer's Walk. So if you're coming out first in a strongman event, that usually means you're not doing very well in the competition. 7.56, and Benny Wenberg, yeah, he's got that explosiveness I was talking about. His only problem is he's just a little too short to be able to capitalize on his power. Not many sports where you're 5'10", 5'11", and you're considered too short. I suppose basketball, there's not too many under 6 foot running around in that sport either. 4 flips down, then 33.81. This is a good time. Benny Wenberg driving up here. This could take him into the lead if he just gets it over. Yes, he does. 42.26 seconds. Wenberg into the lead. Benny Wenberg takes the lead. Well done. What's the secret?
Strength.
Oh, but that was so quick.
Yeah, but it's better to be tall in this event. So I hope that this time can make it for.
So you think people like Magnus will beat this?
Yeah, he's tall and he's strong, so. But I'll try.
Good start, well done.
Thanks.
A great character, Benny Venberg. Let's hope we see a lot more of him on the circuit. Now, Nick Matulin, the Russian, had all kinds of problems. Another guy, just under 6 foot, struggling with his big, heavy tire. So 3 flips for him. Sven Karlsson then psyching up Magnus Samuelsson. Well, let's see if the theory stands true. The tallest man in the competition. And he's got arms bigger than most people's legs, 24 inches round. That's right, that wasn't a mistake. 24 inches, as big as most women's waist. It really is unbelievable. 2 flips then go down in 10.96 seconds. This is going to be a quick time if he doesn't run out of steam. Now, Magnus, just before we came out, was telling me he was feeling a little dizzy this morning. He had flu the last couple of days. 22.90, this is awesome. Never lost on home soil, and I tell you what, this is how to do it again. This kind of start. Great power. That makes up for that just missing out on the top 3 position in the Farmers' Walk.
That's what we were looking for in front of the home crowd.
Yeah. I have some problems. I've been a bit sick the last week in flu, so when I put full power on, I get a bit dizzy. So before the last rep, I kind of lost focus for a split second after the lift, and that's why I couldn't sleep it on one pull. But you know, it's okay. Not great, but okay.
Seriously, Sven, is this the kind of event you can do quickly?
Looks of it looks like it's very heavy, but I'm going to do my best. And I have a tire similar to this back home, a little bit lighter though, but still. So I think I can do pretty well. Hope so.
Is this the heaviest tire there's ever been?
It's the heaviest tire ever been on a competition that I know of. You see, the guys are really struggling to flip this thing.
You can see the pensive and slightly apprehensive look on Sven Karlsson's face there. Now, I know I've been up to Norway and trained with Sven, and I've seen just how brilliant a tire flipper he is there. He's got a 500 kilo tire at home. He keeps it pretty quiet normally. Look at that. This is what I'm talking about. Explosiveness. Sven Karlsson, unbelievable off the ground. Look at the power. Jumping into the air 6 inches. That is athleticism. That is world-class power. Surely he's going to beat Samuelsson now. This is going to be under 30 seconds. Fantastic stuff. Oh, he's a mad, crazy guy, but I tell you what, he backs it up with power.
So now I understand why you were so happy, Sven. You knew you'd win this event. Can anyone beat you now?
Well, it's not over yet, Colin, you know. There is still 2 very strong guys who has to do this. So we don't know.
And are they good enough to beat it?
I think maybe Sudrunas Vasil, no. No chance.
No, you think Zadrunas could do this?
Maybe, if somebody, he can.
Zadrunas Savickas, Mr. Second Place, they call him. Poor guy has been second place at the World's Strongest Man 3 times now. And looking back to his former career in powerlifting at the World Championships, you guessed it, second place, the silver medal. But if you watched the Arnold Classic last year, well, what is going on here? Savickas would have been one of my favorites for this event. Tall, strong. Well, they're all strong, of course. A bit of a ridiculous statement there, but tall and even stronger. Well, he seemed to be attacking this very goofily. But as I was saying, he's not always second at the Arnold Classic last year. In fact, the last 2 years, he's walked away with that wonderful Humvee car. The keys courtesy of Arnold Schwarzenegger, and the prize money. He's won the big Arnold Strongman competition, the Super Series Grand Final. He's making unbelievably hard work of this. And he's in danger of being beaten by the local Swedes, the likes of Kalle Lane and Venberg. Oh, they'll enjoy beating someone like Savickas, someone of his pedigree. What a scalp that'll be for them. Well, if he's not careful, he's in danger of running out of time. He's got 10 seconds left. He's got to do something here. No, he's not going to do it now. Not a chance. 5 seconds to go. Dynamite wouldn't get that over. Down it goes. He's just run out of puff, as they say. Savickas. Well, I wonder if there's an excuse.
I am surprised, Zadrunas. You are normally the best in the world at tire.
No, he's usually number 2.
No.
Sven, you said he was the best.
Sometimes me, sometimes Sven.
No, never bad.
But first time, very bad tire. It's very big weight. And I need as a technique. I never lift this.
So on to the event leader after the Farmer's Walk is Vasil Vereshchuk, the world's strongest man of 2004. Surely he's going to be outstanding at this. Former European indoor bronze medalist in shot put. Ooh, little bit of a goofy start there. Oh goodness, he looked like he's popped his finger. I think that was a dislocation. His finger was sitting at a funny angle, not quite sure what was going on there. Certainly for his sake, I hope surely it can't be dislocated. He's still going on here. Well, what's going on? Well, we're going to have to bring the medics in on this one. That doesn't look good for Vereshchuk. One flip. So first in the Farmer's Walk and looks like last place in the tire flip. Oh, he'll be fuming with that. He's come all the way from the Ukraine yesterday. And now, look, he's sitting down in last place in this event. 9th, Sven takes the victory. And that's going to mix the overall results up. Sven now in 1st, Vereshchuk down in 5th. Sadly, that's all we have time for today.
Join us next time on the Super Series for more strength action.
Welcome back to the Super Series.
Hello and welcome back to Gothenburg, Sweden for the Viking leg of the Super Series World Championship of Strongman. Here in the Gothenburg Convention Center, the action is really starting to heat up. The top 9 strength athletes in the world are gunning it out for that title of World Champion.
Number 1, Zdruna Savickas, Lithuania. 2 times Arnold Strongest Man Champion.
I am strongest man in Russia.
Vasil Vereshchuk from Ukraine, world's strongest man, 2004.
Kalle Lane, out from Sweden, and I get my power from Odin of Thor.
Sven Karlsson, Norway. I'm big, I'm strong, I'm the blonde, I'm the Viking, and the girls like me.
My name is Jörgen Ljungberg, Sweden. I'm best squatter in Sweden.
Carl Dillingham, USA. US Strongman Champion.
I'm Ben November from Sweden, and I'm here to kick ass in Farmer's Walk.
I am Magnus Samuelsson, Sweden. And I won the World's Strongest Man, I won the Super Series. And now you're in my house. Welcome to hell.
Event number 3 is the Conan's Wheel, 500 kilos, and the guys have to do revolutions around the pivot in the middle. This is as heavy as I've ever seen in a Conan's Wheel. Now, Sven, you were the winner of the last event. You're on a bit of a roll here. Can you do well at this?
I'm not sure, but the field of athletes here is nobody that's particularly very good at it. And Magnus is in good shape, so he could probably be the guy who can win this. And it's a very, very long pivot, so it's going to be long circles to get around here. I think 1 lap would be a very good result, actually.
It is just so heavy. Well, let's look at the start list. Vasil Vereshchuk goes off first after that terrible tire flipping incident where he damaged his finger. We're going in reverse order of that second event. And poor Vasil, the world's strongest man from this year, dislocated his finger. And how tough is he? Well, he popped it back into place and tried to do a second flip. Oh, it makes me shiver just thinking about it. Will he be able to carry on?
Kalle, you've used this equipment at Sweden's Strongest Man, but this is heavier, right?
Yeah, this is a bit heavier, yeah.
So, how many laps can someone do here?
I think the best will do 2 laps.
And how about Kalle Lane?
I go for 3. Now I think I can do 1 lap, at least.
But is that going to be good enough to get you in the top 3?
No, fortunately not. I'm going to do my best.
Well, there's honesty for you. So, Vereshchuk comes out first. Fingers strapped. Now, this shouldn't put too much pressure on the fingers, but you know what it's like when you've got a bad injury like that. Every single thing you even come close to touching or put pressure on becomes incredibly painful. But he is made of something special, this guy. Such a tough character. Former shot putter, former European bronze medalist in shot put. Well, he's driving around, he's gone past 1 1/4, coming round to 1.5 turns. This is impressive stuff on such a heavy weight as this. Oh, it's just an inch off the ground, it's lowering slowly. Finally, he finishes 1 3/4 turns, 630 degrees for Vereshchuk. Well, my favorite for this event will be Magnus Samuelsson, those huge arms. If I was going to pick an outsider, I'd pick Elbrus Nigmatulin, the arm wrestler from Russia, arm wrestling champion, just like Samuelsson, who won the European Championships in arm wrestling before turning to strongman. So he knows how to hold, he knows how to lock. These guys are very strong when it comes to just muscle holding. Great stamina, great endurance in their biceps. Look at this, he's sprinting around like it's not even there. No problem for 1 turn. 1.5, coming up to Vereshchuk's 1 3/4. So Russia beating the Ukraine. Tell you what, Russia and the Ukraine, they've had their differences in the past. And at the moment, it's Russia on top. Well, he's coming on. This is phenomenal stuff. Almost down. Wow. Well over 900 degrees, surely. Up near 1,000. 992 degrees for Nigmatulin.
Magnus, that was incredible by Nigmatulin. Do you think you can manage that?
It was a great distance he made. For myself, I would like to say this. If I can survive this event decent, I think I can, have a big shot at this contest. For myself, because I have problems today with this flu I have. So I'm, what we say, a bit lightheaded, I tend to pass out the whole time. And this is the worst one for passing out. So if I just can stay awake for 2.5 laps, then I should be fine for all the other events. But you never know, either just going to walk a few steps, or I think I will walk the distance it takes.
He's a big liar, Samuelsson. Fine well, he's thinking he's going to win this. Always a cagey interviewer, Samuelsson, a wily old dog. So, Kalle Lane, the new Swede. Young man, new to strongman in the last couple of years. Comes from the powerlifting. Very, very tough guy. Pretty scary when you see him cruising around on his Harley around the streets of Stockholm. Him and his motorbike buddies. So, halfway then to 1 rotation. 2 3/4. Well, just shy. 992 degrees for Nigmatulin, the Russian. Can he get 1? Well, he was very honest, saying that he was going to struggle in this. And to be honest, in any other crowd, just over 1 turn would be outstanding. 1 1/4. Yeah, he's smiling, he's happy, and so he should be. Just to hold on to this without it collapsing down on you is impressive. So the Solana Conan's wheel gives 475 degrees to Kalle Lane. And out now, it's Sadrunas Zaviskas from Lithuania. Second at World's Strongest Man the last 3 years running. And he's been an IPF silver medalist in powerlifting. Huge man, 165 kilos, the biggest man in the competition. And I tell you what, that often hinders. 6'3", but he's very big-chested. And certainly not small around the midsection either, and you can see the bar crushing down against the chest. You just can't breathe in that situation. So how long can he hold out with 1 breath? That's what it becomes when you're so big in the chest. This is impressive. This is very impressive. Coming around for 2 turns. Oh, the giant biceps just couldn't hold it anymore. 725 degrees. So just over 2 turns, if I'm getting my math right. 360, of course, for 1. 720 for 2. Write to me and tell me I'm stupid if I'm wrong at colin@super-series.com. And you can check the website at www.super-series.com. So, Carl Gillingham of the USA, composing himself, getting the breath ready. And he's off, he's past the danger zone. That's so important. Sometimes it's happened on a number of occasions. The athlete lifts it up like that and starts staggering backwards 3 or 4 steps, and that's so demoralizing when you finally regain your balance and go forward again. You wasted half your breath just getting back to 0. So coming round, turn number 2. Team USA doing well. He's going to go ahead of Zaviskas, but by how much? Surely beyond 720, yes. 777, all the 7s for Carl Gillingham. And that's pretty good. In fact, that's very good. Good enough to be just second place to Nigmatulin so far. Now, Jörgen Ljungberg, this damaged elbow of his, he said he wasn't going to do much to me earlier today. Little wave there. So, 20 degrees for Jörgen Ljungberg. That, believe you me, was put down on purpose. He has had an operation recently. So, out with Swede. Number 3, Benny Wenberg. 4 Swedes taking part today. The greatest of all, Magnus Samuelsson, soon to come out. Never been beaten on home soil, has Magnus. And those are some tough boots to fill for the likes of Benny Wenberg and Kalle Lane and Jörgen Ljungberg. So Benny, little short steps, bringing himself round 1 turn. Quite a bit shorter than some of the guys like Samuelsson, at around 5'10", but built like a brick. Huge chest on him, huge arms. Oh, you can see he's fainting there. 605 degrees for Benny Wenberg of Sweden. So Samuelsson then, the great Swede. As I said, never been beaten here in Sweden. That's against the world's best. That's against all of his home fellow compatriots. Every single competition for the last decade, this man has won up here on the Scandinavian soil of Sweden. So, what can he do in one of his favorite events? Chasing 992 degrees by Nigmatulin. Comes round very fast to 1 turn. 360 on the board. You can hear the crowd roaring him on, how they want to see Samuelsson. As soon as it was announced Magnus would be here, the ticket sales soared and people bust in from all around Sweden. Look, he's smiling at the crowd, almost cocky. Well, he's not there yet. Come on, Samuelsson. A little bit more to go, a couple more steps. I think he's done it. Yes, he has. No doubt he's broken the 1,000-degree mark, I'm sure. 1,022 for the giant Swede. And this looks like it could be a victory. Still Sven to come.
Can Sven take this?
You know, that's what I was thinking when I was walking. Me and Sven very equal in this event. So I was thinking, if I go mad and go, like, let's say 3.5 lap or whatever, which I honestly could have done, it's still never sure you're going to win on it, you know? So I might as well save myself. We still have a long contest ahead. And because if Sven can walk this far, then he can also walk another lap, you know what I mean? Same for me. So if he beats this, fine then. You should take him out in the rest of the events.
Gonna take him out. Some friendly rivalry between these two boys. Both of them veterans of Strongman. Sven, 36. Samuelsson, 35 years old. Sven, world and European champion in powerlifting. On to bodybuilding, where he was an IFBB pro under Joe Vida. And then suddenly one day he woke up and said, hey, I'm just too strong to do this. Let's turn to Strongman. And nearly won the world's strongest man at his first attempt. he's battling around past 2 turns. I think Sven's going. Yes, he's gone down. Oh, well, that's a surprise. I think just about enough to beat Zaviskus, but nowhere near Nigmatulin and Samuelson. And I have to say, for the young Russian Nigmatulin, this is a great result. But taking the lead in this event, it's Samuelson who gets the maximum points ahead of Nigmatulin. Gillingham, good result for America in 3rd. So Carlson gets knocked off the top. Magnus Samuelson takes the lead on 23 points.
The next event is the bench press. The athletes have to push this bar off of their chest as many times as possible. It's for repetitions. Now, the beautiful Nordisk girls are weighing about 200 kilos, so that's going to be extremely difficult to do for repetitions. Carl, you're not doing this next event because you've torn your chest doing this very exercise. Is that right?
Yes, when I was rehabbing my bicep there, I started doing some bench pressing and worked up to 230 kilos, and unfortunately I didn't have a spot that day, and as I was pressing it up, I snapped something in my chest, and I'm gonna pass in this event.
Now, this kind of event, is 200 repetitions something that, is that what people normally do for a single, or if you're lucky, more like 140 kilos?
Yes, 200 for reps is going to be very tough, but you know, you've got a guy like Zadrunas here that is very good at bench presser, and I'd expect that he's probably going to do around 10, but you're also going to have some guys that are probably be lucky to get 1, so this will be a very tough event.
So it goes in reverse order of the last event. Ljungberg coming out first, and the winner, Samuelson, coming out last.
Carl Gillingham says you're number 1 at this, and you should win this. You think so?
For start, I'm not thinking about my place. I have to do my best in this event. After, we'll see which place I have.
Okay, in reality, 200 kilos, that's very heavy. How many reps can you do?
It's not so heavy for me. I can do between 5 and 10 reps. Now, my shape not best. I don't know, maybe 6, 7 or 8 reps.
Now, you're a former silver medalist in IPF powerlifting. Were you best at bench press?
For me, best squat and deadlift. Bench press not so good, but of course, between strongman, my bench press good.
On with Jörgen Ljungberg then in the bench press, 200 kilos, 440 pounds. Huge weight. A weight that very, very few competition weightlifters ever get to in powerlifting. These guys are being asked to do it for repetitions. Now, Ljungberg has finished 4th in the World Championships of Powerlifting at under 125 kilos body weight, which is heavyweight, but not super heavyweight. 6 reps already. You can hear Jamie Reeves, head referee and former World's Strongest Man, counting them out. 8 reps, not bad at all. Not bad. It's a real shame that Carl Gillingham's not taking part in this. Of course, his brother, world champion at powerlifting, Brad Gillingham, and Carl, no slouch himself in the gym. So next out, it's Calais Lane. Goodness me, that's how to get psyched up. I think that's also how to scare people. Look at the girls, the Nautilus girls, lovely as they are, looking a little bemused at Calais Lane's psych-up routine. Oh, that's powerful. 3 reps early on by Calais Lane. Knocking them out quickly. This is going to go ahead of Ljungberg, surely. 7 reps. Oh, can he squeeze out that last one? Yes, he has. What a battler Calais Lane is. No, surely not. No, that's wasted energy. A happy smile. Job well done for Calais Lane. 8 reps, and that'll certainly do him good for some points in this event. Help him get some more prize money at the end of this to pay for new sunglasses. Benny Wenberg of Sweden. 3 Swedes out early. None of them doing well in the last event. And that's a real shame for this home crowd. They want to see some Swedish success. Of course, Samuelson, the greatest Swede of all, in the lead. On to 4 reps then for Benny Wenberg. Now, he told me he's done 10 reps, I think, in the gym. Oh, looks like a little bit of a muscle tear for Benny Venberg. Oh, I hope it isn't. I really hope it isn't. That'd be an awful way to go out of the competition. His first really major international competition.
Benny, have you injured yourself?
I don't know, it's not so bad. I got a cramp here, my right chest, so it doesn't feel so good in this bench. I've done 10 reps in 200 in normal bench, but this doesn't feel good.
The Swedes are very good at bench press, though.
Yeah, we're brutal.
Well, he doesn't look so unhappy with himself, and that's good news. He'll continue on. He's a tough guy, and so is Vasil Vereshchuk. Oh, he's menacing looking, isn't he? Really, he's kind and gentle outside the strongman arena. Great guy. He's learning English more and more. World's strongest man of 2004. What can he manage in the bench press then? 7 reps already. This is impressive. Of course, remember, he's a former shot putter, world-class 67-foot shot putter, so he's got plenty power in the upper body. 11 reps. This is awesome stuff by Vereshchuk. 12 reps. 13. Unlucky for some. Oh, not for Vereshchuk. Good news. No, triceps just fading there. The chest still looks strong. Yeah, a round of applause for him. The Nautilus girls cheering him on, most impressed.
Magnus Saviskas is about to start. You and him are perhaps the favorites for this.
Bench press from time to time. You need to get a good rhythm, a good pace, so you don't waste too much energy. Sometimes this event has been very good to me in past. I know I'm pretty famous for my upper body strength, and if I just can get my tricep, you know, push it out with the arms, I think I can do well, but tough guys to go against as well, and pretty heavy weight, so we will see.
Guess how many reps you'll do? What do you reckon?
Hopefully 15.
Wow, good luck.
Yeah, we will see about that, you know.
So, Vereshchuk with the dislocated finger knocking out 13. Unbelievable. Mind over matter stuff. And it's on to another hardened Eastern European from Lithuania, Žydrūnas Zaviskas. 6 repetitions. This, like a metronome. Easy stuff. Rhythmical. Up he goes. Out goes the breath. In goes the breath, and down he goes again. Surely he's going to break 13. He's starting to fade, though. A little like his Conan's wheel. He tires quickly. When it hits, it really hits. Oh, 15 repetitions. Awesome. Certainly good enough to take the lead, and that has put the pressure on Samuelsson. What will the Swede do now? Has he got the answer? Has he got what it takes to reply? Before him, though, guess who? Carl Gillingham. Well, he's a little scared, a little pensive about what could happen here. Spotter's helping him up with the first rep where he locks out. For his sake, I truly hope the muscle doesn't tear again. This is a dangerous strategy for Gillingham. He wants those points. He wants to make it into the top 6 in the Super Series and continue on in this World Championship Tour. Boy, well, I hope he's okay. Yes, I think he is. The right arm's still moving all right. So for Gillingham, it's 7 repetitions.
Carl, you changed your mind there. Why?
I couldn't give up the points. Need every point I could get. And
have you hurt yourself any further?
No, I'm okay. I took it real slow, if you noticed. Real careful, and if I felt anything at all, I'd just stop. So I got through it okay. So.
Well, that's more than 1 point.
That's good. Everything's a bonus right now on that event, so I'll take them.
Sven Karlsson came out next. Not renowned for his bench pressing since he tore his pectoral muscle a few years ago. 6 presses for him. On with Elbrus Nigmatulin. Elbrus came second in the Conan Circle event.
Yes.
That's about all the English he speaks. Da, niet. That's about all the Russian I speak. Yes and no is about all he says. Oh, rep number 3. Number 4, not bad. He's got short arms. That's got to help the biomechanics of this event. Now Samuelson, who's coming out next, has incredibly long arms. Oh, this is a battler. No, it's not going to happen. Not today. That's a shame for Nigmatulin. Quite a few guys just ahead of him. And it's on to the competition leader. He's 1 point ahead of Sven Karlsson. So one of the best pressers in the world. Well, he's chasing some big totals. The likes of Virasjuk on 13 and Zaviskis an unbelievable 15. Oh, the Nautilus girls bouncing up and down here, moving more than they did with any other athlete. These giant long arms, 13 repetitions, 2 more to go. He's fading. Can he get it out? Yes, he can. That's unbelievable. Just managed it. 16. Oh, he locks the right. Doesn't lock the left arm. He locks the right arm. Oh, that is something special for Magnus Samuelsson. 15 repetitions. He equals Zaviskis, and he'll hold on to his lead.
So Magnus, you're getting closer to still not being beaten on home soil. Too early to say whether you'll win this?
For myself, I'm pretty pleased with how things go. I'm a bit disappointed in the first event, but saying that, the key with Strongman is always to hang in event by event and battle out full throttle. And
15 reps is good in the bench?
That's fairly good, It's I'm really strong right now, and the only thing I haven't done much of cardio and endurance. So all of a sudden it just pumps up. I think I would have been better off with another 50 kilos on the bar, But 15 reps equaled Sadruna's placing, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So can't complain about that. I almost had 16, right?
Yeah.
So it's a joint victory, 8.5 points each for Zaviskis and Samuelsson. For Karlsson, down in 7th with Nigmatulin, doesn't give him good points to the overall competition. And Samuelsson sits out on top, 6 points ahead of anybody.
Sadly, that's all we have time for this show, but join us next time to see if the giant Swede can continue this run of form. Till then, goodbye. Hello and welcome back to Gothenburg, Sweden, the land of the Vikings. And just round the corner at the Gothenburg Convention Center, the best strongmen in the world are all battling it out to see who becomes world champion.
Number 1, Žydrūnas Savickas, Lithuania. 2 times Arnold strongest man champion.
Bruce Nigmatulin, I am strongest man in Russia.
Vasil Virasjuk from Ukraine, world's strongest man, 2004.
Kalle Lane, out from Sweden, and I get my power from Odin of Thor.
Sven Karlsson, Norway. I'm big, I'm strong, I'm the blonde, I'm the Viking, and the girls like me.
My name is Jörgen Ljungberg, Sweden. I'm best squatter in Sweden.
Carl Dillingham, USA, US Strongman champion.
I'm Ben November from Sweden, and I'm here to kick ass in Farmers Walk.
I am Magnus Samuelsson, Sweden, and I won the World's Strongest Man, I won the Super Series, and now you're in my house. Welcome to hell.
The next event is the vertical lift, and it has its origins in the butcher's lift, where they lift sides of beef through a pulley system. Now this is 150 kilos, as big as Magnus Samuelsson. How easy is this going to be for repetitions?
This is going to be a very tough event. It's an event that tests mostly, of course, arm strength, biceps and grip. But above that, it also you need strong legs, strong back. And as you know, I have plenty of beef back home, so this should be a good event for me.
And I reckon someone your size and your arm strength is surely going to win this.
you never know. As I said, power is there, but this is a very, very tough event. And all these guys here is here for real, you know. It's never expect to win, just go out and try to get it.
So after 4 events, 31.5 points in the lead is Samuelsson on home soil. Savickas, the Lithuanian, in second. Carlson, after not such a good bench press, dropped to third. So it's on with the vertical lift, gasp vertical lift, and it's Benny Venberg who comes out first. We're going in reverse order of their bench press placing. Now this, unlike a normal arm over arm, you've really got to drag at the rope. You've got to hold on to it tight at all times. 150 kilos plus, 350 pounds nearly. That's quite a bit heavier than Benny Venberg is. Now, normal vertical lifts, as you pull, the weight locks. It clicks at the top. So each time you can reclasp your hands, reclasp them onto the rope, and it makes it a lot easier. But this, every time, look how awkward it is. Every time you reach forward to get more rope, the bag drops a foot. So you go forward 2 and back 1. It's an infuriating exercise. 1 repetition for Nick Matulin. Good reps there. Now you'd have to think, if you managed to get it almost there and just fell backwards with it, that technique would work a little bit better. Instead of just keep pulling it in with the arms, you're going to tire doing that. You should just, there we go. That technique came through natural selection. He was just too tired to pull it anymore with the arms. 3 repetitions. 75 seconds on the clock. 1 minute 15. Does he get that, referee Reeves? Yes, he does. Oh, he's got some cramp in his leg. Oh, that can hurt. That can be agony. Oh, you can see the calf all locked up. The Russian, sadly unable to explain it to the medics exactly what's going on here. Speaks so little English. Yes and no. And I am Russia's strongest man is about the entirety of his lexicon in English. Elbrus Nigmatulin then into the lead with 4 reps, and I think that's fairly credible. I don't see many of the guys beating that. Sven Karlsson of Norway, after a rather poor outing in the bench press, has dropped down the leaderboard. He was so impressive in the tire flip. If you managed to catch the first program, you would have seen it. It's so explosive. Well, look at that once again, falling backwards and driving with the leg. It's telling me that he does standing long jumps against Norway's best athletes. Oh, I think he just missed that. What a waste of energy that was for Sven. He gambled and tried to jump backwards. He's telling me that in these competitions with these athletes, he's done a standing long jump. Get a load of this, 3.5 meters. If anyone wants to get down to their local athletics club and jump into a sandpit and see what they can do, you'll appreciate just how phenomenal that is. What can he do then? He's pulling the rope in. You can see it's getting harder and harder. Gets the 3rd rep. He must be kicking himself inside. He was just an inch off of making it to the top there in that 2nd rep, which didn't count. So he would be on 4 if it wasn't for that mistake. 1 minute 2, 1 minute 3, 1 minute 4. He's got 10 seconds left to pull in a 4th one. Karlsson knows he needs this repetition. He's got to get himself into a position where he can fall backwards and hit it. Has he made it? Almost there. Oh, yes, he does. He gets the count. Well, I guess they must be doing 90 seconds here. In which case, I apologize for giving out duff information. And 1 minute 30 comes up on the clock. So tough. 4 reps for Karlsson. That equals Nick Matulin.
Sven, what is the secret to doing this event then? It looks very difficult.
Well, I think if I could just practice with it a few times, but I found out the technique in the end. Have to lock the rope here, but I didn't find out before I was too exhausted.
So you think the Swedish guys will all be doing that?
I don't know, I don't think so. If they know, I'm not going to tell them.
All of the athletes spraying glue on their hands, and Sven with the antidote there to get it off afterwards. Either that or just about everything will stick to you. On with Carl Gillingham, the man from the USA, Minnesota, from near Minneapolis. Oh, this is a very push start from Carl. I think he could have done with listening to that last interview. Technique all over the place. Oh, just gets it. Well, he's got a bit of a rhythm there. Let's see if he can do it again. Getting his feet in the right position. Big pull. And you've got to regroup the hands. Regroup the hands. That's it. And then drive again. Oh. Did he get that? Referee Reeves, very strict, saying no. No repetition for Gillingham. That's a shame. Another wasted effort. So up the rope he goes. Oh, look at that. Just slips a little and it goes all the way back down. It's like a game of snakes and ladders, isn't it? Make it almost to the top and then suddenly something goes wrong and back down you go. This is a fun event. And I can see why the Swedes have included it. I just hope that huge bag of grain doesn't hit the ground and burst open. Well, I think we'll have an event over. So, 13, 12, 10 seconds left on the clock. Gillingham is going to have to pull something special out here if he's going to get it to the top. He needs to get this for his own ego. Oh, it's a disaster for Gillingham. What a shame. This definitely doesn't suit Carl Gillingham. This, combined with the bench press last event, with that torn pectoral muscle, it's starting to become a bad day for Carl. Kalle Lane from Sweden. He came out next. What could he manage? Well, couldn't quite do a third repetition. 2 for him, enough to beat Gillingham. Then on to Jörgen Ljungberg, another Swede. Tough guy, but not tough enough for this event. Missing out on the technique and only doing 1 repetition. On to Vasil Vereshchuk. Now, if you saw program 1, you'll appreciate just how tough a guy he is. Hard as nails, they say back in London. I'll tell you what, he dislocated his finger, flipping the first tire, popped it back into place, yes, I'm not kidding you, no medical assistance, and then went down and picked the 520-kilo tire up again. And here he is, 45 minutes on, still competing. It's unbelievable. Gets the first rep up, no problem. You can imagine the strain this is putting on his finger. Just gets the second rep now. This has to suit the taller men. As you lean forward and get the rope and fall backwards, you're getting a much bigger pull if you're taller. This is an impressive display by Vereshchuk, the former shot putter from the Ukraine. Now turned world's strongest man, of course, in 2004. Won that on Paradise Island in the Bahamas, flying the flag of the Ukraine for the first time over the world's strongest man title. 5 repetitions here. That is outstanding. 30 seconds to go as well. Catching his breath. Well, he's definitely got a face that can scare small children. He is a tough guy. There's no doubting it. But at the same time, great fun. A real character on the circuit. Heart, huge heart, always signing autographs and talking to the fans. 5 repetitions then for Vereshchuk, and I tell you what, that's put the pressure on Samuelsson, who I would have thought would be favourite for this event. He's the tallest, 2 meters tall, 6'6", and 155 kilos. Now Samuelsson doing little pulls there. I like his technique. 10 seconds gone. Well, 1 repetition. Second repetition there. Not quite sure what the graphic's doing. Perhaps they haven't given it. I'll have to speak to the referee afterwards. Oh, drags that up. Real power as he drives backwards. Samuelsson locking it in with his huge hands. I mean, hands like a bunch of bananas, grasping round this rope. It's a horrible thing when you shake hands with Magnus Samuelsson. Even myself at 6'2", you feel like a tiny little boy when you shake hands with him. Oh, so close. Yes, he's got it. He's got the 5th repetition he needed to equal Vereshchuk. And he's got 30 seconds. He's got time on his side. Will he tire like Vereshchuk? Does he have what it takes to make it up to the top? To take this out-and-out win? Yes, he gets the signal. That's impressive, very impressive from Samuelsson. You can imagine how much lactic acid is pumping all over that huge body of his. Now 1 minute 30 up, and it's 6 repetitions. Gasp, says the t-shirt, the sponsor of this event. I tell you what, he's gasping for air right now. Every breath counting. Well, of course, Zaviskus could upset the apple cart here. We are going in reverse order of the bench press, and Zaviskus and Samuelsson drew on 15 repetitions. Zaviskus sitting in 2nd overall behind Samuelsson, so he needs good points here. Ideally, he'd get 7 reps and beat Samuelsson. Samuelsson must be kicking himself that he wasted 1 attempt at it, didn't quite get it high enough. Checking with the referee there. Didn't get it. What's going on here? Zaviskus very slow to his feet. Perhaps the journey over here yesterday's tired him out from Lithuania. Hardly a huge journey, though, to Sweden. Not like some of the boys. Poor old Carl Gillingham, 3 different flights and near 24 hours of flying to get here from Minneapolis. 2 reps. This is turning out to be a bad event. At this time, for Samuelsson, he already had 5 in the bag. So, the count of 4. Jamie Reeves waves that he really needs to get this next repetition. 20 seconds in which to do it. Oh, that was close. He gets the good flag. That's great news for Zaviskus. It's not enough to draw with Samuelsson, that's for sure. But it's better than I thought he'd do. Did he get that one as well? Oh, I'm going to have to check. He was on 5 reps. Couldn't quite tell there. Let's see what the official referees post. No, he didn't get it. It was out of the time limit. So 5 reps for Zaviskus.
Magnus, you're obviously dying on the floor here, but you've won again. Zaviskus couldn't beat you. It was close. Is that another great result for you, huh?
Of course, pleased with the win. This flu I have taken away, how can I say, the steam out of me, so I'm burning fast. But I was thinking of the 6 reps. This must be enough, you know. I could have done more, but I would have been really sick then, so tried to save it, and I gambled well, and I won by it. So.
How about the deadlift? The next event's deadlift. You're so tall. Is it a good event for you?
No, it's a dreadful event for me. Really bad. So now the key is just to survive.
And have you lost too much giving it there? You look incredibly tired.
I am. But, you know, that's the thing with this sport. You have to be tough. And I will hang in. So it's not over yet.
Well, event 5 was the gasp vertical lift, and it goes to Magnus Samuelsson of Sweden. The full 9 points, and that's going to extend his lead even further. Now look at Zydrunas Zaviskus. Didn't quite get as many points as he wanted, so the chasing pack falling further behind.
penultimate event in this competition is the deadlift. Now, it's a classic of gym tests. All you have to do is put a lot of weight on the bar and pull it up to your waist. Very simple sounding. Now, Mr. Ljungberg, it's a powerlifting event in origin, and you're one of the best in the world. What kind of weight can you do?
Around 375.
We're talking in kilos here. Can anyone else match that?
Yeah, we have Sven, we have Saviskas, really strong guys. But I'm sure going to try to beat them.
How about Magnus? Can he do well here?
Yeah, he's a strong deadlifter too, but I don't think he can be in the top 3. I don't think so.
Well, good luck. I hope you pull 375.
Yeah, I'm going to try. I'm sure going to try.
That would be amazing if he did. After all these events, they must be tired. The Vulcan deadlift then will be kicked off by Jörgen Ljungberg, but we'll join it in round number 3. Sven Karlsson playing the mind games with the other athletes. He wants to win this event. 325 kilos on the bar at the start of round 3. Out comes Elbrus Nigmatulin. He's gone clear at 300 and then at 315. What can the Russian manage here? Oh, just didn't have the back to do it. Grip holding firm. Well, he's slightly grabbing his hamstring there. I do hope it's not an injury, because he's still got events to come. Out comes Magnus Samuelsson, the crowd favorite, the hometown hero. The farmer from the south of Sweden, world's strongest man, back in Morocco. That's 5 years ago now, but he's still at the peak of his game. 330 kilos would be so impressive from a man so tall. When he hitches it out, Reeves gives him the white flag. He enjoyed that, didn't he? Goes clear at every lift. Look at his first one, 250. A very low opener for him, but he's famous for bad backs, and he played it very smart there. Vasil Virashchuk then, world's strongest man. Does the damaged finger affect his grip? Of course it does. But can he hang on and pull this weight? 330 kilos. Well, the grip must be hurting. Adjusting it time and time again. He's done it. It's a good lift. A white flag, and oh, he's pleased with that. You can imagine the kind of anger and pain he's got. 330, he goes clear.
Viking, what weight are you going for in the final round?
355. It's just it's a little bit of gamble. I think 350 would be safe, but 350 doesn't leave me anywhere higher than I'm already at. So
Zaviskas has just changed in the last second, 360. You don't want to go with him, just in case?
No, he pulls that one. It doesn't really matter. I just have to secure my third place here now.
Mr. Zaviskas, what weight do you go to next?
I ordered 355, but I will see. Maybe I will change and will lift more.
Are you feeling good? Good enough to beat Sven?
I feel good, and I saw Sven the second lift, and he lifted hard. And we'll see in third attempt.
It wasn't so easy for Sven, but your personal best is 400 kilos, yeah?
Yeah, but best is only one time per year.
So the tactics have started. 355 kilos on the bar. Well, Zaviskas had accepted that weight, but now he's gone higher. He's gone to 360, but Gillingham, hedging his bets, has gone for 355, hoping that he'll take the win on this, and Zaviskas will fail the heavier weight. What's Gillingham got? He was so tired in the last event. Oh, he's going to pull it. He liked that, didn't he? Enjoying it at the top of the lift. Well, the jet lag definitely affecting Mr. Gillingham in the longer events. Those that are lasting 60 seconds. Sven Karlsson. 355 kilos, this to match Gillingham. Well, you can see there he's having a mental game with the bar. Oh, bending his back a little bit, but hauling it up. Yes, he's done it. He goes clear as well at round 3, 3:55. It's Gillingham and Carlson in the lead. Wow, that's a huge weight. Unbelievable stuff. Up near 800 pounds in weight. Oh, now this is incredible. Ljungberg has failed his first 2 attempts. 340 and 340, both missed. And he's jumped to 360. This is brave. This is incredibly brave. Some would say foolish. His grip, because of that operation, has let him down both times. He knows he's got the back, he's got the legs to pull this. Can he hang on and put huge pressure on Zaviskas? Oh, it came off the ground. Oh, that's awful. So unlucky. Furious with himself there. His grip gives out once more.
What's going wrong there? It's the grip?
It's my grip. It's the elbow. It's always loosen up.
So it's the left hand?
Yeah, it's the left hand.
Let's have a look at those scars. It's a nasty looking operation you've had there.
Yeah, but usually it's not the problem with these weights. But I injured again for 2 weeks ago, so that must be it.
You look really angry with yourself.
what? It's so easy weights. That's too bad. Too bad.
Well, it's easy if you've just recently finished 4th in the World Powerlifting competition that Jürgen Ljungberg has. But this man, in the super heavies in powerlifting, came 2nd one year. Guess who it was that beat him as well? Brad Gillingham, Carl's brother. Well, he's going to beat Carl today. 360. Zaviskas in the lead. He's the winner of the competition, the final man out. They get a big smile there. Oh, he's pleased with that. Quite right so. Quite rightly too. 360 at the end of a competition, or nearly the end, is phenomenally tough. And the full 9 points goes to Zaviskas. Gillingham and Carlson share 2nd.
360 looked the easiest lift of all of your lifts. Could you have done a lot more?
Of course, because my best result 50 kilograms more. But I am happy with 360 because it's always big weight, 360. And it's good training. And after 3 months will be more 400.
Now the stones, the final event, your chance to catch Magnus. Can you beat him in the stones?
Oh, it's very hard because Magnus is one of the best in the world in this event. But of course I will try to catch.
360 kilos. Well, that helps Zaviskas claw back a few points on Samuelsson. What a battle unfolding here in Gothenburg. The vertical lift, Samuelsson hauls up time after time for the lead, but then Zaviskas, with the biggest deadlift of the day, pulls back some points. But Samuelsson, he tried his best, and he nailed a personal best in the deadlift to hang on. He's desperate for the victory.
Well, that's it for this program. Join us next time to see the conclusion of the Super Series here in the Gothenburg Convention Center. It's a tough job, but somebody has to do it.
Hello and welcome back to the IFSA Super Series World Championship of Strongman here in Gothenburg, Sweden, on the west coast of this fabulous Viking country where they launched 1,000 boats to take over the world. Now all the warriors are back for Strongman.
9 athletes, including 3 new Swedes, will make up this Viking Challenge leg of the Super Series. All of the action is going to be kicking off just behind me in the arena, and we're going to find out who is world champion of Strongman.
Number 1, Žydrūnas Savickas, Lithuania. 2 times Arnold Strongest Man champion.
I am strongest man in Russia.
Vasil Virastyuk from Ukraine, world strongest man 2004.
Kalle Lane, out from Sweden, And I get my power from Odin or Thor.
Sven Karlsson, Norway. I'm big, I'm strong, I'm the blonde, I'm the Viking, and the girls like me.
My name is Jörgen Ljungberg, Sweden. I'm best squatter in Sweden.
Carl Dillingham, USA. U.S. Strongman champion.
I'm Ben November from Sweden, and I'm here to kick ass in farmer's walk.
I am Magnus Samuelsson, Sweden. And I won the World's Strongest Man, I won the Super Series. And now you're in my house. Welcome to hell.
Magnus Samuelsson never beaten on home soil. Well, in the first event, he didn't go off to a lightning start. Zydrunas Savickas, he came through unbelievably in 13.95 seconds. But guess who beat him? Vasil Vereshchuk, like a leopard, sprinting with over 600 pounds.
This is too easy for Vasil.
Yeah. So the world's strongest man, Vasil Vereshchuk, beaten in the second event, the tire flip by Samuelsson, and then Karlsson, the crazy man from Norway, took the lead.
Can anyone beat you now?
Well, it's not over yet, Colin, you know. There is still two very strong guys who has to do this.
Well, normally not quite that camp, and it was on to the next event. Conan's Wheel. Elbrus Nigmatulin, arm wrestling champion from Russia, put out a huge mark, nearly 3 turns, but it was Samuelsson who reeled him in around the Conan's Wheel for his first victory.
So how dizzy are you now then?
Come on. Light is back on again.
On to the bench press, and it was Zydrunas Savickas who made the running there. 15 repetitions by the former silver medalist at powerlifting. And that was done at the World Championships. Well, here with the world's best strongman, he looked unstoppable. But Samuelsson, believe it or not, drew with him on that. He also got 15 reps. And the big Swede, with the momentum behind him, went on to the vertical lift, doing an incredible 6 repetitions there. So, on to the deadlift. You guessed it, it's a personal best by Samuelsson, the man on fire today. And with one event to go, what can he prove? It certainly wasn't the biggest lift of the day, though. It's the power lifter again, Savickas, who pulled 360 kilos. Unbelievable stuff.
360 looked the easiest lift of all of your lifts. Could you have done a lot more?
Of course, because my best result 50 kilograms more.
So, after 6 events and 1 still to go, Magnus Samuelsson in the lead, but not by enough to make it commanding. Savickas and Karlsson still chasing. Well, I was honored enough to meet up with the giant Lithuanian Zydrunas Savickas earlier on before the competition in Gothenburg's beautiful city center to ask him a little bit about his background and where he's looking forward to.
So, Zydrunas, are you ready for the competition today?
I'm ready. I'm not in best shape, but I have to do my best.
Now, in a few months' time, you probably will be in your best shape. It's the Arnolds again, and you're twice champion. What's it like to win at the Arnolds?
After 3 months, I will be in best shape, and I have to win 3rd time Arnolds.
Now, Arnolds, it's very heavy, the stuff at Arnolds, and you're obviously the biggest man in the competition. Do those events suit you?
I like very heavy events because I was power lifter, and I like events for maximum weights.
So you think the Arnolds is the best test of real strength?
Yeah, I think everybody can compete in Arnolds and can beat in not only strongman sport, but as a sportsman, and who's strongest, power lifter, strongman, or weightlifters.
Now, winning the Humvee, you own 2 Humvees, because that's one of the prizes at the Arnolds. Do you drive them both at home?
No, I sold both Hammers. I need to one 3rd.
So, if you win the 3rd Hummer, will you take it back to Lithuania?
Yes.
Are you being serious?
Yeah.
Stone lifting, the flagship event of any strongman competition, and we've got 5 big stones here to be lifted onto this platform. The first 120 kilos, the last one a whopping 175 kilos, nearly 400 pounds, and even bigger than you, Magnus. Now they call you the king of the stones, and you've got a 4-point lead. Surely you'll win this now.
Everything is looking fine. Saying that, but this is one of those events, it's so easy to make a mistake. And because the weight are so heavy, so if you start to mess around with one stone, you know, your power just you just breathe out your power and you're just going to stand there weak again. So I don't really like to start calculating points. It's one event to go, give it my all.
And your illness, so you're not going to be too tired for this now? It's so close, you've given so much.
I've been, you know, struggling the whole day, but if I made it this far, and for sure, you know, I haven't given a point away for 3 yet. I sure ain't going to start in the last event.
King of the Stones. We'll see in a minute, eh?
We'll see that for sure.
We'll see that for sure. Well, I'm not one to argue, that's for sure. Samuelsson has dominated stone lifting events all over the world, but you know what? Anything can happen in strongman. And it usually does. So, Calais Lane up first. Now, each one of these is so high and so heavy. Unless you're a 6-footer, it's going to be very difficult to get that first stone up. Calais Lane sitting around 6'2". Almost 1.90 m. Ooh, getting dizzy. Perhaps a little dehydration after these first 6 events. He's been impressive, that's for sure. First time on the world circuit for this Hells Angels biker from Stockholm. Tough guy with a tough attitude. So high though, this is 6'6" high he's got to put that onto. It's almost ridiculously high. For the shorter guys, they've virtually got to try and throw it like a basketball. Well, guess who that is running out to replace the stone? Helping with the equipment today, it's Torbjörn Samuelsson. So, it looks like Calais Lane's given up. Yes, he has. No stones for Calais. And I think this is going to be one of the hardest ever stone lifting challenges these boys will have come up against. Elbrus Nigmatulin, well look, he's wearing his weightlifting shoes, trying to get a cheeky inch off the ground extra instead of wearing normal sneakers and trainers. Oh, he needs it, he needs another inch really, doesn't he? If he's going to get this first stone up, I mean, it's nearly 300 pounds. It's not small by any means. The weight's in fact 120, 130. You can see it written on them. Then it goes up to 140, 160. And then the last one, 175 kilos. Oh, Nigmatulin just making it up to the second one. But what he's putting on his hands there, that's tacky glue. It's pine resin. If you ever sat against a tree, a pine tree, you'll find your bum sticks to it as the sap comes out of it. Well, that's basically the same stuff there. Musicians use it, violinists use it a lot. Don't ask me why, I just know they do. So, Elbrus Nigmatulin then. Can he get up number 4? Oh, I think he's wasted too much energy now. This will be superhuman by the Russian arm wrestling champion. Speaks virtually no English. It's been a hard weekend of communication with him, and I apologize for the lack of interviews, but well, my Russian's not so hot, and his English is probably better than my Russian. So 3 stones go up for Nigmatulin. The time, 51.91. So a good showing there in this final event, and I'm sure he'll enjoy a little glass of whatever it is he enjoys to have a tipple of in the evening later on. I'm sure everyone, well, there's thousands and thousands of fans. Some 60, 70,000 people have come to this Fitness Expo weekend. It's fantastic. And if you ever get a chance to come to Gothenburg, try and time it this weekend for the Gothenburg Fitness Convention. Oh! I tell you what, the cameraman better get running. Torbjörn, very quick. Now, Benny Vanberg, I was talking about height. Benny, about 5'10". And if you're talking in metric, sub 180, that's for sure. Oh, he's popping it. Look at the power, though. Vanberg, those arms of his, shucking it up. And I think he's probably going to have a black eye tomorrow where that just rolled over his face the first time. Well, I don't think he's going to be doing any fairy liquid ads too soon. That's really rough, that sandstone, cutting his arms up rather nastily. Gaining his composure. Well, he's ahead of Calais Lane already. He wants to get this on. It's on, yeah. In many ways, it gets easier with the heavy stones. The circumference is fairly similar throughout, so unlike the natural sandstone ones, these not hewed out of a mountainside, but made out of a mold. They're concrete. And each time they just add more granite dust to make it a little bit heavier. Well, that's it. Time's up for Benny Wenberg. 2 stones in 1 minute, 4 seconds. So Nigmatun and the Russians still in the lead, and the 2 Swedes in front of their home crowd, I'm guessing a little disappointed. And that brings out Carl Gillingham of the USA. Well, he's had a real topsy-turvy day. He's been so impressive in the deadlifting. 355 kilos and easy. I think he could have done 10 or 15 more there. But his problem was that vertical lift, just disastrous for him. And then the bench press, was he's torn his pec. Well, look at this. 2 bad events. He's going to turn that around here if he keeps this up. This is awesome from Carl Gillingham. This is amazing stuff. Number 4 stone. Look at the time. It's still below 20 seconds. Outrageous. Now this huge last stone, it's so heavy. 170 kilos, you can see there written on the stone. A little birdie in my ear said it's a couple of kilos heavier. So what can he do? Can he get it off the ground? No, it looks like the concrete dust is coming off of it. You can see there he's replacing the glue quite sensibly as well, wearing those plastic wraps. They come from football, American football in the USA, to try and help the arm pads. Of course, his father, 6 times he played in the Pro Bowl. He was a great lineman, offensive lineman for the Green Bay Packers back in the 70s. Brother Brad Gillingham, he's been world powerlifting champion in IPF. Does Carl have what it takes to get number 5 up? Does anyone have what it takes? This is huge. Oh, he's got to be running out of breath. No, surely now he's just out of steam and he's out of time. So for Carl Gillingham, the first 4 stones were incredible. 20.53 seconds.
Finally, the Swedish crowd get to see what a world-class athlete you are, Carl.
Thank you.
That was pretty good out there.
Yeah, you know, it went good. That last stone it's brand new, so it's a little gritty. You can tell it was real hard to get a grip on it, but other than that, it went pretty good.
The first 4 were just unbelievable. Are you training really hard at this?
Yeah, stones has always been my probably my top event, so it's just a good event for me.
Well, with that and the deadlift, you've had a great flourish in the final of the Super Series here. So you'll be looking forward to the Arnolds?
Yeah, oh God, I'd love to go to the Arnold. If I get invited to the Arnold, that would be the highlight of my career. So that would be great if I could do that.
So next out is the world's strongest man of 2004. Let's see what Vasyl Vereshchuk from the Ukraine can produce. He knows what he's got to do. 4 stones in just over 20 seconds. Oh, another fast first stone. Choosing to use bare arms instead. Now remember, this is the guy that dislocated his finger in the first event. Number 4, can he match the time? 21.18. I think he's a shade slower. Check the scoring in just a second. Well, it won't matter if he gets stone number 5 up. Well, that was easy enough. Does he have what it takes to finish it? Oh, he lifts it 3 inches too high. Unbelievable. That was too easy for Vereshchuk. That's why he's the world's strongest man. I think in many ways that damaged finger of his in the first event could well have cost him what could have been another victory here.
Very easy.
Better than Samuelson, maybe?
No.
He's the king, huh? Yeah, he's the man. Well done. I tell you, that was a scary experience there for just a second. But Vasil Vereshchuk, well, he doesn't speak great English. I tell you what, he does understand a lot, though, and over the last couple of years, he's a very clever man from what he's learned at competitions. And he's nowadays competing more and more. It's really come on a lot. Not the easiest language, English, to learn when you've come from the Ukraine, where they speak Ukrainian and, of course, Russian as well. So, Carlsen, let's have a look here. 4 stones go up, 23.98, so he's outside Gillingham. He needs this stone as well to rival Vereshchuk. Now, for Carlsen, he wants 3rd place. This really is all about fixing himself in the 3rd place position. Yes, he's done that. Surely he's done that by lifting that stone up. There's no way Vereshchuk's going to leapfrog him from there. And that's impressive stuff for Carlsen. He'll be on the podium today. 3rd place, Super Series in Sweden. You happy with that?
Very, very. I'm surprised because my preparation for this competition has been at the McDonald's. Say one thing, Ronald McDonald, the best coach in the world. Yeah, McDonald's!
So, Sven taking a different nutritional approach to top-class sport than most athletes. On with Žydrūnas Savickas from Lithuania. Žydrūnas won the deadlift. The last event before this. He's making a comeback to try and beat Samuelsson. 4 points adrift. Now, to do that, he really needs to get the 5th stone on. He needs to do it quicker than Vereshchuk and then hope that Samuelsson is slower than Vereshchuk and Carlsen. Or even better, if he didn't get the 4th stone up or the 5th stone up at all. So he's got to be quick here. He's got to be lightning quick. 4 stones and 26.76. Vereshchuk was around about 35. Oh, 35.39. That is close. Very close indeed. So just one man left, and it's Samuelsson.
That was really good stones, really fast. But fast enough to beat Magnus.
Magnus go after me, and he know my result, and I think he will beat me in this event. But I'm happy with my place in this competition.
Well, in theory, Savickas has put himself in a position where he can win this. Samuelsson has to not finish the 5th stone. Well, let's not think about that at the moment because he is the king of the stones. I don't want to get myself caught up in all kinds of mathematical connotations here because the more I do it, the more I say it, the quicker he's getting. Samuelsson flying along here. The 4th stone up, just over 20 seconds. It's just about as fast as we've seen, and look at that. His huge long arms wrapping around the stone. He's never been beaten here on Swedish soil, and guess what? It's not going to happen today. 27.98 seconds. The final event falls to the giant Swede. And do this 2,000 crowd enjoy this? You bet they do. They've paid their ticket. They've come from all over Scandinavia and the world to here in Gothenburg to enjoy this. And their hero, Magnus Samuelsson, former world's strongest man, has done it again. Well, he'll be so relieved. All of his sponsors, all of his family, everybody's here. He wins the final event, the King of the Stones, beating everyone by 8 seconds in the Atlas Stones. Amazing stuff. And then in the overall results, well, top 3, Samuelsson, Savickas takes 2nd place, and Carlsen the bronze. Vasil Vereshchuk with that damaged finger of his, and we hope it gets better as soon as possible. He just misses out, takes 4th place.
Congratulations on the victory, Magnus. It was a great final finish in the stones. As fast as you thought it would be?
Yeah, it felt like balloons. I must say for myself, I have been, over the last 2 years, unfortunate with injuries and had some motivations problems. But today I've decided to give it my all. And I'm really pleased by winning here. Really happy and proud. Even though maybe some of the events suits me a bit well here because it's in Sweden, but saying that, there were also some of my worst event here. So all in all, really happy, really proud, and still unbeaten here.
Still unbeaten on Swedish soil. What was your best moment?
That's securely coming into the Arnold Classic now. You know, we've been together in this sport for 10 years. And as long as he competes, I cannot stop. We are the f***ing oldest guys here. I cannot say the F word here on television, I know that. But now we have safe in Magnus' place to go to the Arnold Classic. We're going to show who is the oldest, that's for sure.
Yeah. And when I started this, you know, me and Sven came up together, and then I said to my wife, you know, I don't care about the other guys. As long as I beat Sven, I'm happy. The only problem with Sven was it turned out to be a really great strongman. So I think we actually have been chasing each other.
Yeah, we helped each other a lot during these years. And it's 10 years together, and still going strong. New guys come and go, but we still on.
Yeah.
What's the secret, Sven? Is it Scandinavian blood, or?
I think so. You know, that's just, you know, we are not up and down. We are steady pace.
Vikings didn't get all this reputation by nothing, you know.
I tell you this thing, we have an old Norwegian. Actually, he's not even old. He says, Odd Haugen from US is 54 years old. He's an original Norwegian. He says, just wait till Sven is finished with puberty, then you're going to see a strong man.
What do you mean, Sven? You're not out of your early 20s. What are you talking about? So well done, Magnus. What was your highlight of the competition for you?
To be honest, coming in here, I felt a bit off pace, so I didn't expect to do well here. I just was thinking, all right, we're in Sweden now, I just need to save my honor and battle flat out in every event. But then all of a sudden, after Konas, I was thinking, man, I didn't expect to do well in that. But for myself, even though I did bad performance there, really pleased with deadlift. I'm happy with how I played my cards in that contest, and after that, of course, I knew I had it.
For such a tall man, it's a terrible event for you, isn't it? So to make your worst event good, it's a success.
For myself, you know, deadlift, I actually really enjoy deadlifting. The problem I have an old disc that is damaged. So it has destroyed so many deadlift contests for me. So I have to feel first and then pull. But saying that, all in all, I was on the edge of retiring from this. Well, then first World's Strongest Man went well, and I've been training hard for this contest. Won here, and I think you're going to see me for a few more years now.
Congratulations.
I have to stay on longer than Sven, for sure.
Well, it's all hijinks at the moment. Everybody enjoying their day, and especially these three men. In third place then, Sven Karlsen of Norway, World's Strongest Man of 2001, receiving his prize from world-class president Ulf Benson, legendary promoter and former world-class bodybuilder. Well, Sven will be very pleased with that magnificent trophy there to add to so many of his others. You go to his house, he's got bronze, silver and gold from World's Strongest Man as well. I'm sure he'd love to win the Super Series overall title. Silver medal then goes to Žydrūnas Zaviskas from Lithuania. And it's Fiona Wiseman of Vulcan who's giving out the second place prize. They've got a big stand here, and they're all enjoying this fantastic weekend in Gothenburg, but no one enjoys it more than Magnus Samuelsson. Still undefeated on home soil. Takes first place. Prize given there by Jim Teetham, head of Nautilus. So thank you to all of the sponsors for what they've done to make this a great event. And Magnus Samuelsson, thank you very much to you too. It's been outstanding once again to see the great Viking taking home the prize. World's Strongest Man back in Morocco, the man with 24-inch arms. And I think he's going to give the crowd a little show here. 2,000 people have turned up to watch their hero, and he's produced the goods against the world's best. Well, that's all from the Gothenburg Convention Center and the Viking leg to the Super Series. It's Magnus Samuelsson, the giant Swede, who takes home the trophy. Join us next time for more Strength Action.
Hello and welcome back to Silvolt in the Netherlands for this, the second competition in the Strongman Super... Ladies!
Now it's time to play the game.
Nickname, Mr. Millimeter.
Yeah, 1 millimeter, I think you got it.
My technique, not good. Sorry.
Sven, you did just what you said there. The technique was perfect. Could you have done any quicker?
I don't think so, not much. Not much.
It's just down to what Zavickas does now, eh?
Hope it failed.
Sven Karlsson.
Half second? No, half second.
Half a second he beat you by, Sven.
That's the time. It's the timekeepers do the mistake, I'm sure. No way in hell he's faster than me.
Grandfather is.
A cornerstone of any strongman competition is the truck pull. And I think that the Canadian's going to beat you here.
I don't think so. This is too slow. He's too fat. At the beginning of my career.
No,
it's
really?
a mistake, but
And then we learned it's not so good. There you go. This is my little brother. Yeah. Good luck with everything.
Jarno, are you happy with the result there in the stones?
What's that for a silly question? I finished last on the stones.
Jamie the Claw Reeves, you used to be legendary at holding back these. What do you think?
Drop the claw over it. Fucking crease me, that one.
You used to be great at this event. Do you think you could... Fuck, I'm so sorry. I can't fucking do it. Hello and welcome to Columbus, Ohio for the grand final of the IFSA Super Series World Championship in Strongman. Hello and welcome to Hello and welcome to Columbus, Ohio. But before we look at the contest here at the Arnold Fitness Expo, it's getting really close on points now.
What's the score?
I don't know. Don't ask me. It's awesome.
Oh, I picked it up. I think my ball sack fell out my bottom of my pants.
Remus, third place in the Super Series.
Third place in the Arnold strongest man. Unbelievable.
It's good for money?
Of course, but I think I'm preparing for next year, and 3 times I did it that event and never finish it. I promise you, next I finish it.
Do you want to see things that will take your breath away? Do you want to see power at its best? See the strongest and biggest athletes in the world battle it out in different amazing feats of strength. See them pull trucks, push cars, lift and carry weights you wouldn't have thought were possible. The Strongman Super Series is the official World Championship Tour of the Strongman sport. The strongest athletes in the world compete in several Grand Prix events over the year. The athlete with the best overall result at the end of the year is awarded the official title, IFSA World Champion. See the best strongmen in the world compete in the Strongman Super Series. Be stunned, amazed, and surprised. For more information about the Strongman Super Series, log on super-series.com.
Welcome to the Phonics Stadium in Debrecen in the northeast of Hungary, where 10 nations are battling it out in the world's strongest Team Olympics. 20 strongmen in their national pairings are going to battle it out over 6 events. Our first team, it's Denmark, René Minkvits and Flemming Jensen. And coming from Slovakia, it's Jan Krehak and Thomas Kohler. From Latvia, it's Maris Rosentals and Marek Leitis. And from Slovenia, Boris Milosevic and Denis Judovic. Our Viennese pairing from Austria, Gregor Stagner and Robert Mabias. Well, a big favourite, it's the Dutch, Jarno Hams and Dave Mossing. The mighty Finns, Juha-Pekka Aitala and Juha-Matti Räsänen. From South Africa, Etienne Smit and David Cooks are our Antipodeans. From Iceland, the Giants, it's Greta Gudmundsson and Georg Oddmundsson. And finally, Tibor Mazaros and Laszlo Fekete, the local boys, and certainly very experienced as well. Both of them into their 40s now. And kicking us off, the first competition today is the Atlas Stones. Now, the guys have 2 minutes, or should I say the teams, the pairings have 2 minutes. And they're racing here head-to-head, Denmark versus Hungary. And it's Laszlo Fekete, you see on the right-hand side there, kicking us off. Jensen starting for the Danes. Struggling to get that first one on, though. And I think he might have to tag in his partner, René Minkvits. Yeah, he's done that. Now, the weights of these, 130, 140, 150, all the way up to 190 kilos, 420 pounds. Well, Laszlo Fekete regularly claims the title of the world's best stone lifter. There's no doubt when it comes to the really heavy stones, Laszlo is almost unbeatable. And Tibor Mazaros there, one of the world's greatest deadlifters, certainly in IPF weightlifting he is anyway, or should I say powerlifting. Done well over 400 kilos there, and look at that, the final stone, not a problem for this incredible pairing from Hungary. 1 minute and 9 seconds, 0.56. Are the Danes going to finish? They do have 2 minutes in which to do it. Well, they're up against it. That's for sure. 2 big stones still to come. And Jensen, I don't think is the man to do it. He really needs to go back and tag Minkvits in. Minkvits has put almost all of them on at the moment. Has he got the fitness to handle this? Well, pops that one up easily. Has to go back and tag. 3 seconds left on the clock. No chance at all then. And 1 minute 53.06 for the 160 kilo stone. The 4th stone is what the Danes get out of this. And that will bring out our next pairing in just a second, and that's Austria versus South Africa. And look at the height of those platforms. Fekete, nearly 1.90 meters.
You can see the platform, the top one, 1.80 m, almost 6 foot tall. And this Austrian pairing getting a real baptism of fire here, up against two very experienced South Africans. And it's Schmidt who starts for South Africa. For Austria, it's Stegner. Well, is it going to roll off? A little bit nervous there. Of course, if it does roll off, then they'll have to go back and lift it again, and that would be a bit of a disaster. So Cooks has his turn. Now the Austrians, not particularly experienced on the world stage, it has to be said. No Ralph Baer here, no Bernd Kerschbaumer. They're the famous names from Austria. Of course, Manfred Herbel from back in the 90s. What a great strongman he was. And it's the South Africans who are ruling here. Now, just a couple centimeters too short. But I don't think the Austrian team are going to get any up. What a disaster that would be.